Not possible.
White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany says the United States always acts in the best interest of American troops around the world. During a briefing, McEnany again disputes a report out there that Russia put bounties on the heads of U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. McEnany saying the reports are based on unverified intelligence. This is USA Radio News.
When thinking about life insurance, my accident reinforced you never know what tomorrow might bring. That's why I reached out to AccuQuote. AccuQuote helps people find a life insurance policy that meets their needs. Since 1986, they've helped millions of folks save up to 60% on their life insurance by comparing the rates and features of dozens of top-rated life insurance products. A healthy 50-year-old non-smoker can buy $500,000 of 10-year level term for less than $45 a month. A 60-year-old under $120 a month. Longer or permanent terms are available. Even if you already own life insurance, you really need to check out my friends at AccuQuote. Don't worry about health issues. Remember, they help me. As a pastor, I'm concerned about your soul and helping you to make sure your family is taken care of. Life insurance is more affordable now than ever, so don't make them wish you'd made that call. 877-437-4781. Call now, 877-437-4781. 877-437-4781.
Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state.
The Small Business Administration says they've received over $8 billion disaster relief loans from small businesses during the coronavirus pandemic. Speaking before the House Small Business Committee, Associate Administrator for Disaster Assistance James Rivera says these are unprecedented loan numbers.
This agency has provided economic relief to over 6.8 million small businesses for over $147 billion.
Rivera outlined some of the steps the SBA is taking to deal with the high demand.
Currently, we're processing grants in less than 2 days. The pandemic and nationwide program has also required the agency to scale up our disaster staff, now totaling over 7,000 personnel.
The NFL is trimming its preseason schedule. The Pro Football Talk is reporting the league is shaving off each team's first and last exhibition game. Each team will now play 2 games, one at home and one on the road. This comes after the August 8th Hall of Fame game was canceled due to coronavirus. This is USA Radio News.
Working from home? I'm Chad Dodd, veterinarian and consultant to Limp Bells. Here are some tips for keeping your dog fit while staying at home. Find 15 minutes twice a day and walk your pet at a decent pace around your place. Play hide and seek by hiding some kibble or favorite toys and letting your dog find them. If you have stairs and your dog is mobile, walk up and down twice a day for 5 to 10 minutes. Or better yet, try a power walk on your terrace or backyard for some fresh air. There are more helpful pet care tips at youmove.com, spelled youmove.com.
Top Republicans are continuing to defend President Trump against allegations he ignored a report that Russia was offering Afghan militants bounties to kill U.S. service members stationed in the country. Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman Jim Inhofe, an Oklahoma Republican who attended the White House briefing on Tuesday, says he's convinced the president did not know anything about it. Meanwhile, National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien tells Fox News he's shocked the New York Times would run with a story like this.
I'm somewhat surprised that the New York Times ran with that story. The president was not briefed because at the time of these allegations, they were uncorroborated.
A special federal unit will be deployed across the country for the July 4th weekend in order to protect federal monuments and statues from a possible fresh wave of domestic extreme vandalism. That's according to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf. Wolf telling Fox and Friends,
what we've seen is really this lawlessness over the past 4 weeks in a variety of communities. And the president, the administration, we're taking some really strong action. So we've surged federal resources here into the D.C. area about 4 weeks ago to put down a lot of these violent protests. We've seen a number of arrests. We've seen an executive order from the president. And what the department's doing is as we go into this July 4th holiday, we want to make sure that federal properties, federal facilities, buildings, statutes, monuments that the Department of Homeland Security protects.
For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Welcome to this evening's episode of Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can check us out on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us. And we are also on Facebook at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour. That's also my Twitter handle, so you can follow me there and like me on Facebook. This is an interactive program, so call us toll free from anywhere in the world, 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. You can also text us 775-237-2266 or drop us a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments section. I have been joined by some very, very special guests today. I've got Sue Robeson-Shaw and Lupe Evangelisti live in the studio with me, and Dixine Canterbury on Zoom with us. Is that right? No, not yet. Oh, okay. Hopefully she will be joining us. But I've got Sue and Lupe with me in the studio, and we are going to be talking about the Taking Off Pounds Successfully. That's the TOPS weight loss program today, and that is the program that they used to drop some weight and lose weight and feel great. And that's also really important when we're talking about this pandemic. This COVID thing, losing weight and staying thin is also staying healthy is important with staying healthy. What am I trying to say? Ladies, help me out here. Staying healthy is important. Keeping your immune system healthy and is really important. Okay, Dixine, there we are. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you with us, and we are going to be talking about this TOPS program and why it's important to keep your weight down and why it's important to stay healthy during a pandemic. And hopefully you guys can help me keep myself straight here and get all my information together. So, ladies, welcome to the program and welcome to Rush Hour.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell me about TOPS, first of all, and what it is, how it got started. Sue, you are the chapter lead for the state, correct?
Yes, I'm the state coordinator for Nevada.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does that mean?
I travel to all my chapters in the north and the south.
Okay.
I have 8 chapters in the north that I visit every year. Most of them once, but twice if I can make it again. And the chapters in Las Vegas, I have 14.
Oh my gosh. How many chapters are there total in Nevada?
So there's 23 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many members does that encompass?
It's almost 500 members.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
And so let's talk, first of all, what is TOPS? What does Taking Off Pounds Successfully do? What does the program entail?
Well, we do. It's TOPS stands for Take Off Pounds Sensibly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Successfully,
okay.
sensibly.
That's okay. That's all right. And it was founded 32 years ago.
32?
No.
72. 72. There you
72.
go. 1948.
Yeah, 1948
Yeah.
by Esther Mance. And she and 3 homemakers decided they wanted to lose weight, and they started TOPS together in her home, sitting around a kitchen table.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And it's hard to... Oh, go ahead. Dixie?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. It's hard to believe that, to think that it's been going on for 70 some years.
Yes.
That that we've been stigmatized by wanting to alter our bodies,
Yes.
like this. But we have, and we do, but wanting to be healthy is a good thing.
Yeah.
Regardless of how we do it. And this is a great way to do it. This is a very healthy way to do it. This is not a fad way to do it. This is, the slow, sure. This is the methodical way to do it, the healthy way to do it.
Right.
The sensible way to do it.
Yes, it is. And because TOPS is nonprofit, we have a yearly membership of $32. That's what you pay for a year's membership.
Super reasonable.
And you get a magazine, and they've got a lot of literature you can get online. So, yeah. And then when you reach your goal, we are called COPS, which is Keep Off Pounds Sensibly.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
And is the magazine, is that a print magazine? Or, wow.
Yes, it is.
For $32, you get
Yes.
a print magazine too?
It's every other month you get it.
Still.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
It is. Yeah. It's very helpful.
Wow. That's really impressive. And so, how often are meetings held?
They're held weekly. We weigh in weekly. Right now, some of the chapters aren't able to because of the coronavirus, that our places aren't open.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So are you doing virtual meetings in certain
some
cases?
are, but most of us are meeting in someone's home if we can.
Sure.
Now, our chapter meets at a park.
Oh.
Yeah. And so far, it's worked out fine, Yeah.
See,
the
I
weather's
think
nice.
I love the fact that groups like this get innovative in times like this, and that you're able to pivot and figure out how to keep going. And good for you. Well, we've got to go to our first break. We will be back for the second segment of today's Rush Hour with my special guests, Lupe Evangeliste, Tixine Canterbury, and Sue Robeson Shaw, talking about TOPS, taking off pounds sensibly after these messages. Thanks, ladies. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves on providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are here with Sue, Lupe, and Dixie, and we are talking about the TOPS weight loss program that is taking off pounds sensibly. And these ladies all use that program to lose weight, and wow. And how much weight did you guys lose, each of you?
I lost 59 pounds to goal. I've lost about 10 more, so I'm at 69 now.
That's incredible. Congratulations. Congratulations. It is so not easy.
No.
And
I've lost 40.
That's great. And Dixie?
I lost 65.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Truly. And seriously, to do that, on your own without, I'll admit I had bariatric surgery. I had gastric bypass, and I couldn't do it on my own. I weighed 260 pounds. I now weigh 105. So I couldn't do it. I could not. I tried everything. My surgeon told me, you are genetically overweight. You will fight with your body for the rest of your life. You can't. You are not going to be able to do this. But it's just wow, good for you. It's and so talk about the program. What does it entail? What do you eat? How does it work? What do you guys go? How do you exercise? How do you, how does it work?
Well, TOPS is not about dieting.
No. You can't, dieting doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it does not. And so what we're talking about is we want to eat healthier and
it's
eat.
A lifestyle change.
Yes, it is a lifestyle change. You really need to exercise too, besides the food that you're eating. TOPS has a program where we write down what we eat.
Oh, you have to.
You do.
Absolutely.
And it keeps you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main thing. And I exercise daily. I have a dog and she demands she goes for a walk. So I take her daily. And that's how I've been able to keep the weight off. Yeah, during the coronavirus, it's been difficult. I'm sure for a lot of the TOPS members it is, and it has been, being stuck at home. So you have to find other things to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And now, do you have lists of things that you choose from? Are there points? How is it similar to Weight Watchers or anything like that? Or
no, it's really not. We do kind of an exchange program or keep track of our calories, and that's what we do. And they have some menus in the magazine, and when you join TOPS, you're given a small magazine to start with. And it does give you different foods that you can choose from, like I would say maybe healthier stuff, healthier things. You need to eat fruit and veggies, of course, and you've got to have some carbs.
Sure.
So that's what you try to do.
Does it focus on proteins or?
It doesn't focus on any one food. You can eat
It focus-
anything. Go ahead, Dixie.
They focus on eating healthy.
Just
Basically.
eating healthy, period.
Yes.
I find it's a mindset also, that you've got to have your mindset that no matter how long it takes, you're going to do it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
I agree with that. It took me 9 years, but I had a lot of support. I joined in Pahrump, and my friends there continuously supported me. And it was kind of like a yo-yo effect. You know, you lose 1 pound 1 week, and next week you might gain 2.
Sure.
And then the following week, oh boy, you lost 3.
Sure.
But anyway, it's not giving up. It's taking in the support of your fellow members. I don't know exactly, I can't tell you exactly why it took me that long, except to say that when I made up my mind to join, I had gained a lot of weight after being my husband's caretaker until he died. I was always eating on the go. I just grabbed anything that I could because he focused on my attention for his needs.
Certainly.
And so, you know, anything I could find to put in my mouth while I'm running around doing things. And so that's how I gained most of my weight. And when he died, I decided to go to the doctor and get a physical. And my numbers were just off the charts.
Wow.
Cholesterol, glucose, the A1C, everything.
And how were you feeling at the time?
Very stressed, very dragging along, tired, and just not really feeling good about myself. I've always been a little heavyweight since I was a kid. I was an only child, so I was spoiled rotten, you know, with food. And so when I joined TOPS and I realized, you know, what I had to do, it was difficult for me at the beginning because I wasn't used to a pattern, and I wasn't used to portion control, and I wasn't used to writing things down that I ate. But little by little, with the support of my friends, whom I still have and I still communicate with, you know, I was able to lose that weight and meet my goal, and it was well worth it. And I have to say that now that I'm a cop like Sue, I'm much more conscientious because I don't want to gain anything that it took me that long to lose. So I definitely work on keeping my weight a little bit below my goal because you're given a leeway, I should say. You know, you can't gain
A leeway. I like that.
you can't weigh 3 pounds more than your goal weight, and you can't weigh 7 pounds less than your goal weight. So you've got that 10-pound margin in there. So I do try to keep it below my goal weight, so that when I feel like cheating and having a ice cream or having cake, I mean, I don't deny myself, you know, and
I think that's important. That's
we shouldn't,
very important.
Yeah, we shouldn't
Yes.
deny ourselves to have a little treat every once in a while, but it's just getting back on track. And I I check my weight at home to make sure that that's where I'm at.
And how often do they recommend you weigh yourself or don't weigh yourself? Is there a guideline for that?
No, we weigh ourselves weekly, but you can get into a rut of doing it every day, and sometimes you will go up a couple pounds
Absolutely.
in one day, and you can take it off the next day. So it's a kind of a personal decision.
Sure. Yeah, because
I like once a week.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good guideline.
It's the accountability, you know, that keeps you on, you know, online.
Sure.
By getting weighed in every week, and we have a weight recorder. She records our weight every week, and her job is to keep the TOPS headquarters and Sue aware of our numbers. And we also during our weekly meetings, we encourage the members to give programs it could be on menus, the foods, Personally, I like to keep an eye on my carb intake and protein and fiber. Those are the three areas for me that work best. And so, for instance, if I've gained a pound that I really didn't want to, well, then I know, just based on what I've eaten the last few days, what I have to taper off on. And I do a lot of smoothies. And so, anyway, that's what works for me. I have to admit that I'm not good about exercising like I should. I did better in Pahrump. There was a gym there, and when I would take my granddaughter to school, drop her off, and on the way back, I'd stop at the gym and get on the treadmill or whatever it was. But here, I have to admit, I'm not that good about it. I should be more faithful to my dog, but I'm not. But
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Yorkie Terrier. She's small, and so I do take her out periodically. But I'm not as good about it like Sue is. She does it every day. But nevertheless, getting in some form of exercise.
Our weather's not as consistent here
You know,
sometimes.
yeah. And I keep myself busy at home. I'm
Sure,
always,
sure.
running around. So to me, well, okay, I'm exercising. I'm just not sitting around, right? But that's what works for me.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the key. I mean, you have to find what works for you, and when you find your consistency, and if it works for you, then you got to give yourself a break. I think that the most important thing is not beating yourself up.
That's right.
And that's what we as women have a hard time with. So we've got to go to another break. We'll be back for the second half of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush, Sue Robeson Shaw, Lupe Evangelisti, and Dixine Canterbury after these messages. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In '05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in '09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you
can prevent wildfires.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
In the wake of a hurricane, your monetary donation can make a huge difference to those in need. To donate, visit supporthurricanerelief.org. That's supporthurricanerelief.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Rush Hour. As I said at the top of the show, this is an interactive program. We would love to have you join us. You can call us toll-free from anywhere on the planet, and we will pick up the tab. That's toll-free, 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Or you can drop us a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments box. We've been joined online by Shari Floyd. Hi there. Adam Hopkins, Rick Cornell. Let's see who else is on there. Let's see, I said Adam. Sorry. Oh, Paul Marzano, the Doity Joys. Hey, how you doing there, Paul? It's my good friend out there in Jersey City. Let's see who else we got there. And yeah, anybody else that wants to join us can you can text us if you don't want to hear your voice online for some reason. 775-237-2266 is that number. I have Sue Robeson-Shaw, Lupe Evangelisti, and Dixie Canterbury are my special guests today, and they are members of the TOPS weight loss program that is taking off pounds sensibly. What a great program. Really, really neat, and I really appreciate you ladies joining me. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. This is really, really amazing stuff, and anything like this, I'm really really happy to share with our listeners and viewers. And the history of this, 70 years old, 72 years old now, and was started in the living room by Esther Manns, her name was. What a woman.
Yes.
What a woman. And thank God for her. And like I said, this type of thing, you know, slow and steady wins the race, and the healthy way to go. It's just not fad, you know, no special diet foods to buy, no programs, no frozen stuff, no supplements and, you know, special pills or potions and lotions or any of that stuff. Just healthy food and support of your friends.
Yeah, determination to do it.
And the will and determination of, you know, of yourself and like I said, the support. And that's the key is really, you know, that's the key is support. And that's what makes these programs work is showing up week after week and, you know, weighing in and writing down, you know, what you've done, going and weighing in, and whether you know whether you lose, you maintain, you gain a pound or two, you still show up. You keep going.
Yes.
And that's the key. Is you still keep going. If there's nothing to be ashamed of, don't beat yourself up. You still go and you get back on the horse and you keep going. And that's it. It's the not quitting that keeps you on, you know, online. Is it keeps you in line and keeps you losing. And how did you guys find the program, Sue?
Well, I heard about it a number of years ago, and they were meeting in a school up where my kids were going to school. So that's where I heard about it and started. I had small children at the time, so it was nice to have some friends to talk to besides children.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And how about you, Lupe?
Well, I found out about it from a friend in church.
Oh.
We just started talking about it, and she invited me to come to a meeting and see if I liked it, and so I did, and I decided to join. And then when I got there, I found that there were other ladies there from the same church, I mean, that I knew, but I wasn't aware that they were TOPS members. It wasn't until I showed up that I, found.
How about you, Dixie? How did you find out about it?
Actually, it was my older sister got me going to it. She had done a lot of different ways of losing, but she guided me there, and I really appreciated that.
And how long did it take you to lose your weight?
Oh, it's taken me, well, to finally hit goal by 8 years.
And you know what? But still, I mean, that is still an amazing accomplishment, because you've maintained it, and it's still, nobody expects. I mean, people expect, hey, I'm going to lose, all this weight in 2 months, and because we see all this fad stuff on TV, buy this pill, and in 2 weeks you're going to lose 100 pounds, and it doesn't work that way. Our bodies can't work that way, and so that's amazing. I think that's fantastic, and you look great. You're beautiful, and congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you.
And you're healthy, and you're wonderful.
Oh,
and
I'm very healthy. I'm a diabetic, but they've taken me off all my insulin.
Oh, that's
They've
great.
taken me off my cholesterol pills. I can actually walk upstairs that I never used to be able to walk up.
See,
So,
what a huge success story. See, that's incredible. That is so great to hear. And, how many people are in your chapter?
we have 14.
And is it the same 14, or do they have people come and gone?
Well, we've had people come and gone. We've had some that's passed away, but we try to invite new people. But the biggest majority of us have been there pretty much from the beginning.
See, that's great. And I bet, you've got lifelong friends there. And,
oh, yeah.
You really, you celebrate your triumphs, and, you stick together through, trials and tribulations together. And I bet you've just, really got this tight knit group of people that you never would have found otherwise.
Well, some of them I knew, but a lot of them I made really good friends with. And you're right. One thing I wanted to say about the magazines also, they also come out with program ideas for us. And if we use them, they really give us good ideas.
That's great. And Sue, so you said the magazine comes out bi-monthly.
Every
other month. And what is the content like? Like, what kind of articles? Does it have recipes? Does it have, what all is in it?
Yes, they have recipes, and they have members that have lost weight and kind of how they've done it. They're in the magazine too. Also, they have professionals that will give us tips on how to exercise and not overdo.
Sure.
And they have all kinds of programs. You can get those. They have them in the magazine, but they're online. You can get them too for our chapters to do.
That's great. And do members contribute, or
yes,
is it just?
Yes,
that's cool. That's very
they
cool.
do. Yeah.
And so, are you a Nevada native?
I am.
Neat. Where were you born and bred?
Ely.
Oh, how cool. Yeah. And how did you end up in Reno?
Well, we came over here. My husband went to school at the university.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's how we came here.
How long ago?
Oh, you don't want to know. A long time ago.
I won't make you tell.
Okay.
And how about you, Lupe?
Well, I've been living in Reno for 3 years. My son encouraged me to follow him here, but I'm a native Californian. Will never return.
I don't blame you. What part?
Southern California, the Los Angeles County area. Born there, educated there, married there, worked there. I retired with a school district, and then we both retired within 2 years of each other, and then we ended up buying a property in northeastern California, El Turas, which is 3 hours away, and that's how, through El Turas, and then went down to Pahrump because we became snowbirds.
Sure.
Ended up in Pahrump, and then my 2017 is when I came here to follow my son. And
Welcome home.
Thank you. It's been really good. Yeah, I enjoy being here.
What's your son do?
He's a chief engineer for a property management company. The company that he works for manages the buildings for Intuit.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. And so he's the chief engineer there on the building.
Cool.
But he's working out of home now, with this thing going on.
Sure.
So, but he's on call 24/7, and that
it just takes
it keeps him busy.
I bet.
Yeah.
It's a great company. Intuit's a great company.
Mm-hmm.
I was an IT consultant for almost 20 years.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, I used to use a lot of their products.
Ah, okay. So. TurboTax.
Oh yeah. But very, very cool stuff.
Yeah.
But neat. That's very cool. And Dixie, how about you? Are you
I am a native Nevadan.
Neat.
I grew up in Mesquite, Nevada.
Very cool. And have you guys traveled a lot, or?
I try to. I love to travel. And one of the other incentives that I had, a personal incentive in losing weight and getting healthy, I have a lot more to do that I want to do. And the only way I was going to accomplish that goal, that was another goal, was, to lose weight, get healthy, so that my energy would spike up.
Absolutely. Well, we've got to go to another break. We'll talk about that on the other side when we come back for the fourth and final segment of this evening's Rush Hour. We'll be right back.
All right.
You hear it all the time. Buy local, think local, eat local, choose local, grow local. But who the heck really is local? You can shop with locals at the Nevada Marketplace in the Reno Town Mall and search for locals at buynevadafirst.com. We're all local all the time.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably?
It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Reba McIntyre, and I wanted to talk to you about a serious problem right here in our own backyard. Did you know that there are nearly 16 million kids struggling with hunger in America? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food, engaging their communities in solving hunger and giving hope to hungry kids and their families. But they need your help. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
If you see activity that seems suspicious, threatening, or criminal in nature, please speak up and say something. Anonymously report suspicious activity online at keepnevadasafe.org. Sponsored by a grant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and Nevada Department of Public Safety. Learn more at keepnevadasafe.org.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour. I am Kelly Rush, and I am here with Dixie Canterbury, Sue Robeson-Shaw, and Lupe Evangelisti, and they are with the TOPS weight loss program that is taking off pounds sensibly. And Sue, would you give the contact information for that, how people can join?
Yes, you can go on tops.org and
go ahead.
Yeah, and if you click on Find a Meeting,
tops.org,
it will show you the locations of the meeting in Northern Nevada and Southern Nevada both. And my contact information is on there for Find a Meeting also.
Perfect. And there are chapters really all over the nation. But
Yes.
You are the coordinator for all of Nevada, which is so cool that we have you here in Northern Nevada. I love that. And we'll have you, now that I know you guys are here, we'll do this again.
Okay.
And this is great. And if you ever needed to have a meeting, we could do so right here in our
wonderful.
location.
Thank you very much.
We could start a chapter and
Yes.
right here at the mall. After I get off the I get off the air at 6, and I have keys to the mall, so we could have meetings right here from 6 o'clock on. So that's available to us. So if we needed to start a new chapter, we could do so.
That would be wonderful.
So that is possible. So just letting you know that right now. Anyway, we started to talk about things that you are now able to do that you were not able to do prior to losing weight. What are some things that you can do now that you couldn't before, or things that you would like to do? Or plans that you have, or things that you are planning to do?
Well, before my weight loss, I had difficulty climbing stairs. I'd lose my breath. But now I'm able to do it, much more easily. Also, through the university and Truckee Meadows, we have programs where we get together once a month. Well, the UNR situation is kind of like maybe once a month thing, but the others are like weekly. And I was going to Idlewild Park every Tuesday at 10, walking with the people that would show up for an hour. And so I was doing that. And I could do it much more easily now, the walking. We also walk around the ACES field. That's what we were doing.
Neat.
Yeah, and the insurance my health insurance that I have, we get together. They're probably, I don't know if they're going to start again because of the virus, but we were meeting, excuse me, every month and walking the ACES field. Or the Wilbur Mayup Museum, we'd go over there. Just different places.
Absolutely.
Nice atmosphere where we would get together and walk. We also walk at the mall. And so those are the kinds of things that, I can do now without huffing and puffing. And the other thing I wanted to mention that works for me is that I learned to read labels. something that I never paid attention to in the past until I became a TOPS member. So that's my way of staying on top of the carbs and the protein and the fiber, which to me works for me.
How about sugar?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
the sugar situation. As a matter of fact, I just had my annual wellness checkup, and my A1C is right within the normal range compared to how it was in October. I think I had got a couple of points up, and so I brought it back down. I know what I have to do to bring down those numbers, and reading labels for me is important because of the sugar intake. Diabetes is very prominent in my family. And I've had several family members die with complications as a result of diabetes, so I didn't want to go there. So when I turned 40, I started taking annual tests, glucose tests, to stay on top of it. And I have to say that to this day, at my age, I've never
When you turned 40, you mean a couple years ago?
Thank you for that. I'm not even close to being called a diabetic, and
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, and so for me that like I said, what works for me are reading labels, which I never paid much attention to, but you find sugar in everything, and sodium
and hidden sugar. I mean, it's called different things, and you just
fructose. Yeah, corn syrup or whatever. So yeah, I'm conscientious about that because I don't even want to get close to the diabetic field. And so there's members that I've met through the years that, well, like Dixie mentioned, being diabetic, and now thankfully she doesn't have to take her medication for that. That's great. Yeah.
And it's expensive too. I mean, those drugs are really, really expensive, and it's a pain in the butt. You don't want to be sticking yourself or taking those pills or having to, even just having to go to the damn drugstore all the time for that stuff.
So I'm very proud to say that I do not take any prescription drugs.
Good for you. Wow, that is really impressive.
That's why I do all of this to stay healthy, because I need at least another 15 years to do what I want to do.
Good for you. What are some of your goals? What are some of the things you want to do?
Well, travel a little bit more.
Where would you like to go?
The cruises that I've taken, I just got back from Hawaii in February before the virus really hit us hard. I've been to Alaska. I'd like to go to Europe, but I don't know. But I like to travel a lot, and so I have a travel buddy that likes to go with me, and so we try to get those things in. I love camping, and so we've been doing that. And the other thing, in my previous chapter, when the weather got good, we would get together and walk the Sparks Marina. And so anyway, and I wanted to also add, with our magazine that we get, we get contests. The previous chapter that I was in, we would use the contests that were in the book, and we would whoever won. Let's say we did it for 8 weeks. Whatever it was, and then at the end of the 8 weeks, let's say, whoever was the winner, who participated the most, or whatever the contest consisted of, we would get 2 months chapter fees paid as a prize, as an incentive. So the book, our booklet, our magazine, comes up with a little contest too that we use. So I thought I'd mention that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Any little stuff like that is
Yes.
so much fun.
Yes.
Anything to make life more fun, little incentives, little games, little,
Yeah, maybe Sue can tell you about our fall rallies and our conventions that
That
we
would be
have.
great.
Yeah. Usually we have a fall rally in the northern part of the state and one in the southern part, and everybody comes and usually brings things that they talk about, their contests and everything and how they've done through the year. And then our state convention we have usually in the spring, but we didn't this year so far. Ours is going to be in Las Vegas for the whole state in October. So
do you think they'll still have it this year?
we don't know. Don't know. I hope, but we don't know. We just have to wait and see.
Our international was planned for Niagara Falls.
Yes, in July.
But that's not happening.
So so we do get together as a whole group.
Sure.
Which really does encourage everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To honor all of us.
How many total members are there nationwide? Do you know?
I don't have any idea. No.
But quite a few.
Quite a few.
Sure. Well, my gosh, if there are, 500 just in Nevada,
Yes.
I mean, that's, that's great.
Yeah.
We also have retreats, annual retreats in various parts of the country, different states, Canada. But I don't know if any of them took place this year. Do you, Sue?
There's a couple of them coming up. Yes.
Oh.
So that'll be good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Because they feed us and everything there, and
Healthily.
which is and that's what they say. The
Sure.
retreats.
Yeah.
They lose weight.
Yeah. See, that's, I mean, and that's another really neat thing is to, to get together and, have these healthy, trade recipes and see what other people eat and come from different regions and, what do you eat here? What do you eat there? What do you like? What do you, what a great way to share and, also lose weight.
Yes.
We also share the different cultures. We have different foods. So we've had instances where people share recipes that are just from their culture, and so we do that anything to help us lose weight.
Absolutely.
And keep it off.
Sure.
And so that's where Sue and I are now cops, and keeping it off is I don't know.
That's a huge part of
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
So,
very important.
well, would you believe we are at the end of the show?
Oh.
It goes so fast, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Well, Dixie, thank you so much for joining us from down there. And like I said, we will
Not
do
a
this
problem.
again. And I really appreciate you guys joining me. And it was wonderful, wonderful to meet you guys. And wow, this was great. I really, really enjoyed you guys, and I love. I mean, I'm a hardcore foodie, so I really enjoyed this, and we will get together again, and we will share more about the program and how it works, and some recipes, and some more flavor about it. No pun intended. Thanks, guys.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent.